and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we're going to be talking about Herbalife Nutrition Clubs, and I did a little bit of a deep dive on them. I also interviewed somebody specifically that you're going to be able to hear from that is actually working in a Herbalife Nutrition Club right now. And I went to a Herbalife Nutrition Club around me just to show you guys the vibe of it. So towards the end will be the interview, and it will be me actually going into the nutrition club. I'll be taste testing some of their stuff with the hub, so he will be in this video, and we will kind of give our review on just walking into a nutrition club and purchasing from one and how their drinks taste. So first, we should start off with what is a Herbalife Nutrition Club. So we all know Herbalife, it is an MLM company, multi-level marketing company. So Herbalife actually has a program called their Herbalife Nutrition Club. So what is a nutrition club? Herbalife says that nutrition clubs are social gatherings where members focus on good nutrition and regular exercise in order to achieve optimal health. So they're essentially like a smoothie and tea shop. You can kind of think of it as like a smoothie shop that you would just go to maybe after a workout, where you can get like pre-workout drinks, you can get teas like lemonades and things like that, but you could also get shakes, you can get post-workout shakes and things like that. But in the nutrition club, they utilize actual Herbalife products like their protein powders, their tea powders, and all of that good stuff. So that's essentially what it is if we want to break down exactly what a nutrition club is. I want to make it known that Herbalife states it is not a franchise. Nutrition clubs are not franchises, even though they seem like it. Clearly, if you look at McDonald's and you look at multiple McDonald's in one location, they are normally different franchises owned by different people, but these nutrition clubs are not that. Herbalife says that they are not franchises, and distributors may not compare nutrition clubs to franchises when promoting them as a business tool. In addition, no distributor may represent, imply, or mention in any way that nutrition clubs are franchises. Nutrition clubs are only a means of doing the core Herbalife business, which is retailing, recruiting, and retention. So how and who can operate a nutrition club? This is a really important question, and to me gets very shady when we look into the details of who can own a nutrition club. So only Herbalife independent distributors may operate a nutrition club. So that means that one day you are a Herbalife, distributor, and you wake up and say, I want to have my own smoothie shop with Herbalife products, so I'm going to open up a shop through Herbalife and use their products and make it a nutrition club. So only actual Herbalife distributors are the ones that are allowed to actually make these nutrition clubs. But remember, if you are someone that is doing this, if you're an Herbalife and you want to make your own nutrition club, it's essentially like building your own store. So you're gonna have the upfront cost, you're gonna have the monthly cost to include rent, utilities, hygiene products like toilet paper in the restroom, paper towels, cleaning supplies, and your Herbalife product supply that you are going to have to put in the shake. So essentially your inventory that you are going to need in order to actually make shakes, teas, and all of those things for your customers that come in. So just like every other smoothie shop that's down the street, they have the same exact concept when it comes to you are opening up your own store, essentially, if you want to break it down. So you may be wondering, how does a distributor go about making their own nutrition club? So I do want to make it known that Herbalife distributors undergo extensive training before opening a club. This is coming right from Herbalife. Everything that I'm saying right now, they go through a 1-year waiting period, and they have to submit a business plan before signing a new lease or opening a nutrition club. Training sessions, when they are going through training, will include things like how to create a budget, how to learn about and comply with local laws, and how to create a business plan. Herbalife's compliance staff will also regularly conduct visits to Herbalife clubs to monitor and ensure compliance with Herbalife rules and regulations. So essentially, they try and say that they do, as Herbalife itself, the company itself will give training, and you have to undergo a whole 1-year waiting period where you go through a whole business plan with Herbalife and everything like that to get your shop started. That's kind of how I'm going to relate to them. I feel like they're little smoothie shops if we want to break down what they really are. So you do go through a bunch of training and things with Herbalife in order to even make this happen. So you may be wondering, which I've kind of already went about, or I kind of already talked about this, but what does the nutrition club supply or provide, and what are the products? So again, they sell shakes and teas along with monthly memberships that people can sign up for. more. This is the thing I found a little confusing, was they actually have like these monthly memberships that you can sell to your customers so that you have like monthly automatic income that is coming in from those monthly memberships. I couldn't find a lot of details about the monthly memberships online. Herbalife does a very, very good job of just not giving out a lot of information online about their nutrition club, so I could not find more information about that. But they do say, and this is what I really want to emphasize in this video about these nutrition clubs, is Herbalife says nutrition clubs are social gatherings offering a support community for Herbalife distributors and their customers to focus on good nutrition, activities such as regular exercise, and other health and fitness goals in order to achieve optimal health. So when I was reading all of this, Herbalife kept repeating that in all of the documents they have talking about nutrition clubs, where they say that these places are supposed to be social gatherings, all about community. So again, as in everyday life with most MLMs, do try and give off this community vibe. They try and bring you in with community and with love and, you know, showing people that you are going to have a group of people that love and care for you, and this community is going to be here for you. And these nutrition clubs are no different. Herbalife wants you to make a very welcoming, inviting, support community in order for you to end up selling shakes. So now we're going to start getting into the nitty gritty. Then once I get to the interview, that's where I'm really going to be able to talk to you guys about how these people that actually work in the nutrition clubs get paid. It's horrible, in my opinion, how they get paid. I think it's totally unfair. I think it's so wrong for the people that work in these nutrition clubs. So we'll get to that when we actually talk with this other individual who's in the interview. But I want to talk about how do they promote and advertise their shops, because clearly you've already had a business plan with Herbalife, you've talked to them, but something that's important is how are you going to advertise? Herbalife has a lot of strict rules on advertising. So they say that they can promote to friends and family and use social media by making Instagram pages and Facebook pages. They can also reach out to people on social media asking people to come in. That actually happened to me. I will show some screenshots right here where I was actually invited to a specific nutrition club myself. They went on Instagram, they found me, and they essentially talked to me about coming in. They gave me a free little coupon. I ended up not being able to go into that one store though because they were closed when I tried to go. But as you can see, they utilize social media very well. They try and show that they are this community and this place where you can come and you can have smoothies and you can have teas and all of this stuff, but they do it mostly using social media, just like MLM distributors normally do when they're trying to sell products. So now, how do they obtain products to sell is the next concept I want to go over. So as you guys know, and as I've said before, they utilize all Herbalife products when they're in their shop. Herbalife actually states in their terms and conditions that people in the Herbalife shop, ones who work there, cannot utilize any other product but Herbalife products. So each distributor in the shop actually has to buy their own stock in order to sell to customers that walk in. Based on my communications with someone that is in a nutrition club, they said it costs about $1,000 to get your own stock. So what if you don't have $1,000 and you start working in this nutrition club? You actually will start using your upline stock, right? Your upline has stocks. You will use your upline's products in order to sell, and as you're selling, all of the commissions you're earning is going to go to your upline until you can pay them back for their stock and until you can actually go and buy your own. I find that very shady, but we'll get into more details about that in the interview itself. But it's really important to note that you have to buy inventory. Their inventory or their stock to actually sell these products isn't cheap, and if you don't have the money, you have to use your uplines, which you have to pay them back for. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Are what are some of the requirements or all of the requirements that the shop must have or the nutrition club must have? There are many. They are very strict, Herbalife, and I thought these would be cool to go over. So one, they are required to post up a certain document in their nutrition club, and this is what it says. It's called their Nutrition Club Advisory. So when you walk into a nutrition club, you should always see this right when you walk in, and what it essentially is talking about who the nutrition club is operated by, what the Herbalife independent distributor is that actually is the one who pays for the rent, pays for their location, and all of those things, what their number is, what their mailing address is, and then it goes over the nutrition clubs, what they are, what they sell, and everything like that. And that must be in every single nutrition club possible. The sign even has to be a certain amount of inches in width and height, which I found a little bit crazy. Second, they have very extremely strict rules for hygiene and food sourcing. So all reps must follow a certain hygiene code and all of that stuff that has been made by Herbalife in order to keep their shop running. I'm going to link all of this stuff down below for you guys in the description if you want to read through it. It is a couple pages long to read all of their hygiene stuff, but you can totally do that if you want to. Number 3, they are only allowed to use Herbalife products, which I've already told you guys. So they state only Herbalife products are authorized for the United States and they may be provided for consumption or sale while operating a nutrition club. Non-Herbalife products may not be provided, sold, or promoted on the club's premises. Number 4, they are required to have a specific product packaging and display. Club operators may display product-related literature, promotional items, and 1 unit per product of Herbalife products unopened and in their original packaging, but such displays may not be visible from the exterior. So that means from the outside, you're not allowed to see the fact that they are Herbalife Nutrition Clubs. You cannot see from the exterior that they have any relations to Herbalife. Why, do you ask? I don't know. I can only theorize why they would do this. Clearly, as we see, a lot of MLMs can be very shady. They don't want people to know the MLM they're in. When you see a lot of MLM reps promoting their MLM, they most likely are just promoting themselves, the products, but without saying the MLM name and where it's from. Same thing is happening with these nutrition clubs where on the outside, you're not allowed to have a Herbalife product, standing on display. They cannot be shown from the outside. I found that just very shady. I would love to know what you guys think down below, but they definitely have a certain exterior, things that they need on their exterior or they can't have, which leads us into number 5 of what is required for the shop that I found really important, and that is their window and door coverings. I told you guys, it gets a little bit excessive what they tell these people they have to do. There are very large regulations that they have, but this I found very shady to go along with the point I just made before this. So the window and door coverings. Nutrition clubs operating in non-residential locations must ensure the interior of the club is not visible to persons from the exterior by use of window and door coverings, and external doors must remain closed. Why does the outside have to be so shaded and so dark? You're not even allowed to see inside the store. So at this point, it's going to be like tinted windows. Your doors can never be opened. And then it says window and door coverings must be unbranded and they may not state, imply, or suggest, even without words, that retail products are available for purchase inside. Before and after photographs may not be used or incorporated as windows and door coverings. The word shake or pictures of shakes or any other products, even if unbranded, are not permitted and may not be used or incorporated as window and door coverings. And Herbalife products, posters, materials, images used inside the club may not be visible from exterior. These are very strict rules. The fact that you can't even show a shake on the outside of your door when you're selling shakes and you're selling teas inside is a concept I don't understand. If I was owning a shake shop or a shop where I'm selling shakes, shouldn't I be promoting that on the outside? But again, it brings us back to the fact that Herbalife states that their sole purpose, right, of their shops is to have social gatherings where members focus on good nutrition and regular exercise in order to achieve optimal health. So they are all about this community aspect, even though on the inside you're trying to sell shakes. So I don't get why they can't show that. I do get why, again, they state from the outside you cannot see the Herbalife products on the inside because, they're shady. The next one is the Nutrition Club exterior. So it actually goes into more details. This was very interesting to me. It says, nutrition clubs are not retail establishments, cafes, restaurants, or takeout establishments, and to avoid any misconceptions by the public, the exterior of the Nutrition Club may not have tables, chairs, or outdoor seatings, Visa or MasterCard decals or signs, the word welcome. The word welcome, pictures or logos of shakes, blenders, pictures of food, telephone numbers, or .com, www.net, or any other reference to a website, not just the Herbalife website, but a website in general, repetitive names with numbers, or taglines or slogans. A tagline is a descriptive term used in conjunction with the name of nutrition club. And then Herbalife shall have the right in its sole and absolute discretion to determine if a nutrition club's appearance conflicts with this or any other distributor policy or nutrition club rule. So clearly, if you break one of these rules, they can do a number of things. Shut your nutrition club down. They could actually terminate your distributorship, so you can't be a distributor anymore. And clearly that would mean you would have to shut down your whole entire shop. And lastly, they must fill out a nutrition club notification form. I'm not really gonna go over the notification form. It's very, very long, but I can explain what it is for you guys. So clearly after all of this is how you start your nutrition Nutrition Club. You have to know what you can have on the outside, what you can't have on the outside, and then with that, you must submit a notification form. So the notification process will allow for Herbalife to review your proposed club name, signage, window and door covering ideas prior to the club actually opening to avoid premature things and complaints. So before you actually get your Herbalife shop up and running, you will have to sit down and plan each little thing out, what your windows are going to say, what they're not going to say, what the inside's going to look like, and then you will actually have to draw and or take photos of exterior things, windows, covering, the inside and all of that, and actually submit it to Herbalife. So I thought that was really important because they will ask for proof when it comes to you following all of these rules that I just mentioned. So those are the main requirements that I have seen Herbalife come up with that these shops can and cannot have. So I want to know who's still with me, who's still here. Comment down below if you are, if you're finding any of this interesting. I just really thought during this whole deep dive that this was all so interesting to me, how they promote things, how they go about things, how Herbalife, controls the nutrition club so much, which I guess makes sense if it's their products being sold inside, but when it technically doesn't have any affiliation except for the fact that you use their products to put in the shakes, I don't get why they're so heavy on even having to know your exterior and what your building looks like, because you're the one paying for the rent. You're the one leasing out this location to make a whole entire shop. So that's something to keep in mind. So I want to point something out that I found on behindmlm.com when it comes to making money with these actual nutrition clubs. Then after this, we will go through the interview. So behindmlm.com actually went over 14 key points from the FTC's Herbalife complaint that was done back in around 2015, 2016 timeframe that I thought was really important to hone in on because it talks about making money. What are the possibilities of making money in a nutrition club and all of that stuff? So I'm going to list off a couple of things that I found really important. 57% of nutrition club owners reported that their clubs made no profit or lost money. Again, this is all within a complaint with the FTC and things that happened with the FTC and Herbalife years back, so keep that in mind. So again, 57% of nutrition club owners reported that their clubs made no profit or lost money. Club owners reported spending an average of about $8,500 just to open their club. Could you imagine being an Herbalife distributor and you go through this whole entire lengthy process to make your own, shake shop, and it's gonna cost you over $8,000 and then you make no money or probably lose money. Very sad situation. Next, some nutrition club owners continue to operate their clubs for little or no profit or at a loss for years in the hopes that things will turn around and their investment will eventually pay off. I find this a very common thing though with businesses in general. Some people don't know when to stop. When they're not making enough money, if they're not making enough profit, when should they stop? When should they give up? So a lot of nutrition club owners kept going and they keep going because they think at the end of it, they can make money, which we're going to see in a second, most won't. However, the promised retail-based business opportunity is simply not there. As one top distributor explained in a PowerPoint presentation, I will link down below with an actual really long video if you guys are interested in looking at it, they stated operators need to realize that the end goal is not how many $4 services they sell each day, as that is not the way for them to achieve their financial goals. Rather, it's upgrading a consumer to become a customer and eventually become a distributor, and ultimately having distributors become operators who will duplicate the nutrition club system. When you walk into a nutrition club and you become a customer and you continue to go because you just enjoy it, you like their shakes, whatever, there will come a time where they will ask you to actually be a distributor or to work there or to now sign up as an Herbalife distributor because, like I said before, only Herbalife distributors can work in these shops. So you will end up in a position where they will ask you to sign up, and then when you sign up, you work for them, right? You work in the nutrition club, you work at the nutrition club, that's there, and then you end up maybe in the future opening up your own. So the next thing that the distributor stated was successful nutrition club owners make money not from retailing product, but from recruiting other participants who are encouraged to open their own clubs, buy more product, and recruit more participants. When recruited, participants participants purchase product to sell at their clubs. These purchases generate recruiting rewards for the sponsor, even if the clubs themselves lose money. These recruiting rewards are the only pathway to achieve the high incomes in Herbalife promotional materials, which is so sad. So you end up working in the nutrition club, signing people up who end up spending a lot of money on products, on, their stock and things like that, which just makes you more money and ends up making you more money than, normal customers coming in to buy your shakes. So now we are going to get into an interview. I personally interviewed someone who we are going to be keeping anonymous. This individual works in a nutrition club right now, an Herbalife Nutrition Club. What we did is we did emails back and forth where I asked this individual a series of questions and she gave me her responses because she didn't want to publicly put her face or voice out there. So I'm going to read a question off and then I will read her response. So here's how the interview went. So first I asked her, can you start with talking about your background in MLMs and what you currently do for a living? Her response says, I am currently a virtual assistant and social media manager. I've been working on growing my business since about June, but times have been tough trying to gain enough clientele to replace my full-time income from my career before the pandemic. I have been in about 3 MLMs in total throughout my 5 years. They are really popular out in the rural community where I used to live. My first MLM was paparazzi, but that didn't last very long. The jewelry was terrible and you didn't get much profit off the pieces you bought. Yes, bought and then hopefully sold. People loved it for a while, but ended up with too much jewelry, so they stopped buying. My second MLM was Scentsy. I've always loved this company and their products, but I only joined because it was at a discounted sign-up fee, plus you got a free and special wall plug warmer. I was told I didn't have to sell, I could just get the discount. Well, I found out that Scentsy was pulling a monthly fee from my account in order to keep my website up. I stopped that quickly. Herbalife is the one I joined now. I found out this nutrition club by them following me on Instagram. I had no idea it was Herbalife until about the 5th time I went in to get a smoothie. I liked the products, so it didn't bother me too much. The people working there were never pushy and very honest when I asked what was in the smoothies. So as you can see, she is that person. This individual is that person who would just be a normal customer coming in, liking their smoothies, liking their shakes, and then ends up asking questions and will end up signing up as a distributor. So my question said, how did you get started and hired with a Herbalife Nutrition Club? She said, I decided kind of almost out of the blue that I wanted to work at this nutrition club because I like the products and the people. I needed a good part-time job to supplement my income for my VA business. I asked the owner if she was hiring and she told me that she was, but I need to sign up as a distributor. I thought this was really weird, but I needed money and she was hiring. She set me up for an interview and the following week I walked in, but she wasn't there. So I had the chance to inquire about what it's like to work there, and from the 2 ladies that were behind the bar, I asked them as much as I could think of because I was still very wary of it being an MLM. I asked them how much they got paid, what their actual profit was, what it was like working there, etc. The girls were very open and even showed me what they had earned that day so far. They told me what they could afford and how the owner helped them budget out their expenses so that they could pay their taxes, buy more supplies, and pay their fees to continue to work at the club. The owner finally showed up but never even asked me my questions. She went on a spiel about how it all works. She told me that it's like a stylist renting their booth at a hair salon. We rent our blender for the time we work, but supply our own products. I was still skeptical after the interview, but she had me join a Zoom call that evening where people talked about their results with the products and the business opportunity. I decided I might as well try it. So as we can see here, how she got started is the owner, the person in charge of the nutrition club, the actual distributor for Herbalife who made the nutrition club herself, right, is hiring. So you would have to sign up as a Herbalife distributor in order to actually start working there. So as we can see, when it comes to how do they get paid, they don't get paid hourly, they don't get paid a salary, they don't get paid any wage at all. Oh, and I missed this part, sorry guys. She also said, in order for me to join, I had to purchase a starter kit from the company, which I haven't even used yet. My total was about $100. It came with a duffel bag, free samples, and a cup with Herbalife written on it. I was also required to do a training through Herbalife online where they taught me about my taxes and the products and also how to budget. They taught me how to track expenses and to see if I was making money. I love that I have finally seen a company where they do trainings on taxes and budgeting. Thank you. I mean, I don't like Herbalife at all. I would never recommend this MLM, but hallelujah, there's an MLM that does this. I have been asking for this for a very long time. But again, as we see, you sign up as a distributor, you buy a starter pack just like you would with any other multi-level marketing company, but then you end up working at the shop as a distributor with your upline that you just signed up with. My next question was, how do you get paid for working? Is it hourly rate, salary, or etc.? She said, right now I am working towards earning 2,000 volume points. I am technically not actually earning any money as a profit currently. I'm basically using my upline's products to sell, so I have to pay her back for that. Whatever I get paid, she uses that to replenish her stock. After I hit 2,000 volume points, I have ranked up enough to get a decent discount from Herbalife. From that point on, I use the money I earned to buy my own stock and sell my own products. She put in parentheses $1,000. She then said, we do not get an hourly wage. What we do is called documenting. So one person does the teas and aloe shots while other makes the shakes and documents. When you are documenting and making shakes, you are the one getting paid. Customers pay directly through either ProPay, a credit/debit card reader, or cash. This is apparently how Herbalife keeps track of what you are selling and to make sure you are not buying more than you can sell. In essence, documenting is just cashing someone out. You ring them up and take their payment. It's all an app on your phone. So to break this down, she states that she must earn 2,000 volume points in general. So as she's working, right, the day she works, she sells some shakes, people come in, she starts earning volume points based on those sales. And then from there, as she earns money, she'll buy her own stock, which will count for $1,000. But right now, because she's not at 2,000 volume points yet, she is only paying her upline. So the work that this person is doing right now when they go into Herbalife and the Nutrition Club is just paying their upline until they reach a certain amount of volume points. This is information that I couldn't get online at Herbalife. I couldn't find anywhere. So I'm so thankful for her for answering these questions for me. So as you can see, they have this thing called documenting, which is definitely something new that I have personally never seen before. So with documenting, it's just like I'm working. So I work, someone comes in, I make a shake, I go on my phone, the shake, if it costs $10, for example, that equals 10 volume points. And then, you know, my upline gets that money or whatever until I reach 2,000 volume points where I can start my own stock, use the money I earn to actually buy my own products. So I hope that all makes sense. When she was explaining documenting to me, I did find it a little bit confusing because I was like, wait, how do you get paid? If you all are distributors and you all need to make money, say there's 2 or 3 people working at a time, it's always going to be who's making the shake. So you're making the shake right then and there. When someone walks in, you're the one who makes the income. Then the other person will have the next person that walks in. Hopefully that makes sense. Comment down below any of your questions if you have more questions on how they get paid. Then I asked, what does a day look like for you when working at the Nutrition Club? She said, a typical day depends on whether I am opening or closing the store. If I work in the morning, I usually have to be there around 6:45 a.m., 15 minutes before the store opens. Opening consists of turning everything on, making sure the tea is made, placing the aloe on the counter, and having the ingredients set up and ready to go. During the day, we are expected to keep the Nutrition Club clean by wiping down the counters and tables. We also have to do the dishes after each customer. Everything gets sprayed down, scrubbed in hot soapy water. It's rinsed off and then it has to sit in a sanitation bath for at least 60 seconds before it can go back on the shelf to dry. It also has to dry for at least 60 seconds before we're allowed to use it. We are also expected to make sure the toppings and ingredients are fully stocked. Other than that, we just wait for people to show up. If I'm closing, we have to clean the bathroom, sweep and mop the floor, drain the sinks after washing all the dishes that we used that day, wipe down the counters, restock the cups, turn off the equipment, put the aloe and tea back in the fridge. It takes about an hour with the 2 of us closing. I have my own opinions on this. I can see where it reminds you of a hairstylist. When a hairstylist walks into a shop and they want to work, they must rent out their station. Then at the end of the month or the end of the week, they have to pay out, you know, the owner, the actual person who rents, pays the utilities and all that stuff. You have to pay them so they can continue to pay the rent and utilities, but then you have your own spot where you make your own money from your customers that come in. What I don't like is the fact that you don't get paid an hourly wage. That does bother me. I just really wish this person and anyone else in a nutrition club would get paid for their time and their effort. If you are having to wash things and wash the floors and clean bathrooms and sinks and do all that stuff at the end of the day, I feel someone should be compensated for that. When I was a teenager, I worked as a counselor. I was a counselor for kids as like a like an after school counselor, not like a therapist counselor, but I was a counselor for kids growing up. I was 16 and up. It was so much fun. The best job I ever had. And when I did that, you know, I would have to clean bathrooms and mop and stuff, but I would be getting paid an hourly wage. So I just don't like that. I find that very like taken advantage of, but maybe you guys have a different opinion than me. I'm just really sad to see that they don't get paid for that. Next, I asked her, what tasks are asked of you? I'm really curious what the owner, aka the upline that works in the nutrition club, what do they ask of the people who come in, the workers, the distributors, their downline? What do they ask them to do? She said, as for other tasks that are asked of me, I have to attend at least one weekly Zoom call with my upline. Apparently there's another one on Mondays now that I must attend. So far, I haven't been asked or instructed to post anything specific. I do have to attend a monthly event though. I haven't been at this for too long, so I'm still waiting to see if they require me to do that anymore. So on top of not getting paid for your time, it's kind of like an MLM in general, where we see that weekly these MLMs and these uplines, they have Zoom calls or trainings with their uplines weekly. So that did make a lot of sense. Next question, what is your relationship to your upline? Do you report to an upline? She said, my upline is the owner of the nutrition club. The only way we report to her is as if she was our boss. She makes the working and documenting schedules, and we pay our part of the rent and shared products to her. We decide when we want to work, and she makes the schedule around that. The upline also has to report the nutrition club earnings every single day to the top of the uplines. I then asked her specifically, I was very curious what products are used at the nutrition club. Even though we've talked about it previously, I wanted to kind of know some specifics. So she said, the products that we use are all Herbalife drink products. This includes the Formula 1 meal replacements, protein drink mixes, aloe, dry tea, protein coffee, fat burners, probiotics, fiber, etc. The puddings and dry syrups are from another company, I can't think of the name. Herbalife is in the process of buying this other company out so that you can buy everything you need in one place if you decide you want to make the drinks at home. Everything is sugar-free. The toppings are just regular toppings you can get from Walmart or Amazon. This includes mini marshmallows, graham cracker crumbs, pecan, almonds, shaved coconut, PB2, raisins, peanuts, oats, mini chocolate chips, etc. You can always tell us if you're allergic to something. We have specific instructions in our recipe book that tells us what to substitute or what products aren't gluten-free. She knows I'm gluten-free, so I love that. That makes a lot of sense. I then asked her, do you have to purchase inventory to sell? AKA, do you have to buy inventory to then put scoops of powder in the shakes people order? She said, yes, we do have to purchase our own inventory for the shakes, except for the shared products such as topping and the tea and aloe. I was told that it's the easiest to just use your own stuff, since if you mess up, it's on you and no one else. Less drama when it's your own product. True that. I then asked her, what do you believe are the pros and cons of working at the nutrition club? She says the pros is meeting new people, not having to sell or cold message people. People come to you. The cons, pay depends on how many people come in while you are documenting. Winter is slower than summer. You have to work towards finally earning money. I then asked her, do you receive any training for working at a nutrition club or training on Herbalife in general? And then I did say, with that being said, do you have to hop on team calls or anything weekly, which she already talked about above? She said, I am trained by my upline to work at the nutrition club. I learn how to make each and every item. They and the customers are very patient, so you don't need to feel rushed or judged when you are making an item. My upline works when I work, or there is someone who has been there a lot longer than me to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. They also don't mind me asking questions for help. I mentioned the team calls above. There's at least one per week that lasts an hour. They do not like to go over that time so everyone can get on with their night. I only have a couple more questions to her. Hopefully you guys are still here. So the next question was, do you have to recruit people in the Herbalife Nutrition Club, or do you just sell the product? She said, you do not have to recruit people. You can sell products and do just fine. Of course, if you recruit people, you'll earn more income from the company and what your downline sells. And it's not a requirement or a need in order to earn money though. I think this also just depends on what model you use. I'm sure if you sold the normal way through cold messaging and only on social media, then you would need the recruitment of other people to survive. The nutrition club doesn't require that unless you are building your own nutrition club. Only your downline can work at the nutrition club. This is something I didn't know before. I'm so glad I asked this question. So apparently only your downline can work at your nutrition club. So everyone who's working at that one location is all under one individual. I'm so glad she pointed that out, because I thought, you know, anyone, because again, this isn't specified on Herbalife's actual documents on their website or anything. I couldn't find this information anywhere about how do you recruit if you want people to work at the nutrition club. So that makes a lot of sense. Unless you have your own nutrition club, you are not allowed to essentially hire people to work there. So the next question was, is there anything else you would like to add about working at a Herbalife Nutrition Club? She said, I'd like to say that while I am generally against the MLM structure and the scammy nature of them, I do not feel scammy with this setup. Herbalife isn't for everyone, and I understand that those will not support any MLM product, period. I plan to do this until I'm able to make a living on my VA business. Then I'm out. We will see how that goes. I don't think that you technically own your own biz or are a boss babe or whatever, because you still do have requirements. You still have to play, so to speak. I'm not even sure if this will make me the money I need. I'm going into this with an open mind while still holding my personal boundaries. You will never catch me cold messaging people or anything like that. As soon as that is mentioned, I'm out. It's not worth it to me. I hope this helps with your video. Please let me know if you need anything else. I'm not here to scam people. The truth is the truth. Thank you so much to the person that I interviewed and allowing me to ask you those questions. You cleared up a lot of things. Again, when doing my research on this nutrition club, it is very shady and doesn't have a lot of information. Online doesn't talk about how you get paid, just talk about any of that. So with that being said, we are about to go and taste test some stuff at the nutrition club. So I'm going to insert that footage here. Me and my husband are actually going to be going to a nutrition club near me. If you are curious if there are any Herbalife nutrition clubs near you, there's an actual link that, thank you to Kat. I will link her YouTube channel down below. She actually shared this with me. So thank you to her, because I could not find this online. But Herbalife actually has a website where you can search for the nutrition clubs in your area, which is what I did in order to go to the nutrition club we are about to go to. So again, I will link that down below if you want to check for you. So let's go and look at the footage for that. Let's go into Nutrition Club, see what it's all about. Okay guys, so we just got done at the place. This is what mine looks like. I asked for their strawberry drink, all to be gluten-free, and I asked for their Valentine's Day. So I feel like this looks very Valentine's Day-esque. And then you got their red pineapple tea. Okay, so what did you say? You tried yours already. What did you say?
It's not bad. Like flavor-wise, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's just a little bit chalky. Because I think they had, like I was seeing on the menu that they had like pre-workout style teas.
Yeah.
And I could tell, and they said all their teas have between like 50 to 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Which is a lot.
Yeah,
but pre-workout makes sense.
Yeah, but this one isn't one of those. It's just a regular tea, but it's super sweet. It almost tastes like a pre-workout. Like this is something I want to drink, like as a pre-workout.
Like a 1 out of 5, 5 being great, 0 being like, I would never come here again.
Solid like 4. Like I said, it's a little chalky, so that's why I'm kind of like.
But the flavor is.
Yeah, but the flavor is pretty good.
I feel like mine.
It's really sweet though, really sweet. So if you're one of those people that don't like really sweet things, I wouldn't recommend it for you. But I mean, I like sweet shit, so.
I feel like mine. I don't know. I don't want to be like too harsh. The guy was so nice.
This is sweeter than anything I've ever had from like Starbucks. Like
sweeter than Starbucks?
For like tea. Like this is what I got a tea. And I've had like almost every tea at Starbucks.
Yes, you are very much into the like acai and things like that.
Yeah, I've had almost every tea. This is sweeter than anything I've ever had at Starbucks. This is like, it's almost like Kool-Aid.
I mean, that's a good. Yeah, that's why you rated 4 to 5.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, I don't want to be the only one to try mine.
I don't know. This
it's not like chocolate. It's not, and that looks like graham crackers, which I lifted the straw up. I didn't taste the bottom. Okay. That at the bottom looks like graham crackers. I told the guy I was allergic to gluten, but he may just have put graham cracker crust or cheesecake crust. I'm not that mad about it. To me, it's not like shaky enough. Like it's bland.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't like it?
Like this looks like it should be really chocolate.
Like banging, like chocolate galore. Because I asked for can I get your Valentine's Day one? So I was expecting like chocolate strawberry.
If you look at it,
it looks
like a cookies and cream style with like some strawberry filling, and then you can see the graham cracker at the bottom. So it looks like it should be really sweet.
Yeah.
Like almost like something you should get on Valentine's Day, like chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah. But when I think chocolate covered strawberries, I think like chocolatey or
rich. Yeah, no,
like a rich.
You can't even tell that. You can't tell that it's chocolatey.
Yeah, I can't tell it's chocolate. What would you rate that? I would rate it like a 2 out of 5, which is bad. But
yeah, it's bad, but it's not like the worst. Yeah, no, it's just you look at it and you're like, okay, this is about to be really chocolatey. You know what I mean? Like,
and you don't get what you expect.
It's just bland. It's really bland.
You don't get what you expect.
It doesn't taste what it looks like.
Yeah, which is the problem.
Yeah, visually it looks really good, but it doesn't taste what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely say that. And then I kind of wanted to rate like the environment. So I'm not going to show you guys the actual place because I don't want to show the actual place itself. I don't want to like not shout them out, but like if I talk crap about them, I don't want them to know. I think the outside kind of looks like Herbalife. Like I can see one of the windows on the outside. Do you see the window right next to the open? Like when you open the door, those shirts all say Herbalife on them.
Where? Oh, on the little banner.
Yes,
thing.
and the rules stated you can't have like anything on the outside that screams Herbalife. So like based on like the rules, I wouldn't have that photo there. But the inside was like
it was chill. It was chill. It almost looked like a I mean, not the best type of one, but it was like a chill, like mellowed out kind of like sports bars or like a smoothie bar, something like that. Something
it looked like a bar, yeah.
Yeah, something you can go hang out with your friends. Hey, let's go get a smoothie, chill out. They had the games on everywhere. They got a bunch of TVs, big screen TVs.
So do you think if you were to like walk in there, would bring in like community vibes? Like I can call up my friends. That's what they go for.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's go get a smoothie, let's go hang out. I mean, don't nobody really say let's go get a fucking smoothie, but like...
Well, you know...
Yeah, like if they had like actual food and stuff on the menu...
It would make sense, but it gives you that like community warm vibe. The guy had like really good music on, he was really chill.
Yeah.
So like the environment and stuff itself, I would rate pretty highly.
It's kind of like if they had food, this could be like, that's a bro spot. That's let's go watch the game, we can go grab a bite to eat. Like if they had like bar food, just like, you know what I mean, chips, salsa, fries, burgers, stuff like that. Like if they had bar food, it's like a gym bro spot. That's a gym bro spot.
Yeah, it's like you just got done at the gym, you want to go grab some shakes with your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing we forgot to mention was right when you did walk into the store, you seen that it was Herbalife. They had all of their proteins, all of their powders and everything displayed. And then they also had that they were a president's team.
Yeah, for like, so...
That was their rank.
Yeah, none of that, like they had the protein and stuff out and it was turned to where you could tell they're trying to like have it facing the
opposite.
wall.
Yeah,
but you can still tell if you know what you're looking for.
I know what an Herbalife container looks like, so right when I walked in, I seen a whole display of them, but the Herbalife name, like he said, was like put to the back.
And then when you look to the, like right by the counter, they have an award for like
presidents. What did it say? I got a picture of it.
It was
so
like
I will insert a photo.
Right on top of the award, it just says Herbalife, and I was like, well, if you're trying to be discreet, why you got your...
Yeah, I think, I'm going to look it up, but I think president means like the person who owns it, the actual upline who like owns the store got that rank. So we wanted to mention that as we're driving. Sorry for the bad audio, but now we'll go back and give you our final thoughts, or I will give you my final thoughts. So as you guys just seen, that is me and the Hub's overall experience of going into an actual nutrition club, seeing what it's like, looking at the inside, the interior, the exterior, trying the products. I really thought that this was a really cool location. I thought that, like my husband said, it was a very like bar-esque place, you know? They had basketball games on inside. It really showcased that community aspect that Herbalife continues to say their nutrition clubs are supposed to promote. Now, the drinks on the other hand, for me, the tea was a little bit too strong, but that's just for me, you know, not for everybody, but my husband really enjoyed it. And then the shake wasn't my favorite, but that's me just trying the shake. It's not the worst. The shake was definitely not worse. It would probably be better than any other shake I've tried from any other MLM, and I have tried It Works. I have tried Isogenics, Shakeology from Beachbody. I've tried many, and that was one of the better ones. And the guy that worked there was really cool, really chill. Definitely an emphasis on when you walked in, they did have a lot of their display up with the actual Herbalife name pointed towards the wall, and then the actual like containers out though that I could see. I know what Herbalife shakes actually look like in their containers, so it was much easier for me to notice like this is clearly an Herbalife shop. They had their president like ring frank little thing on the wall. It kind of reminded me of YouTube when you get 100,000 subscribers and you get your little logo thing, plaque. That's what it looks like. And I'll also upload a picture right here to show you guys. So all in all, I definitely see the nutrition clubs not to really be very profitable for the owners. That's my personal perception of everything. And also, even after reading you guys the behindmlm.com and everything that happened with the FTC's Herbalife complaint and everything like that, I don't find it very profitable for the owners and maybe even the people below them, having to buy so much in stock all the time and having to keep stock available. And then you don't know when, you know, you're working, how much you're going to make, how many customers are going to come in and things like that. So I personally would not recommend starting up your own nutrition club at all, like actually building your own. I think that it could come with a lot of loss and the odds of making money in them are very slim. You end up having to rent out a whole location, buy furniture for inside. The one we went to today had multiple TVs and things like that, like nice flat screens mounted on the walls, and I can only imagine how expensive that could be. I also find this practice of having these nutrition clubs to be a little bit shady. They literally have people start up these shops with their own investment money. They make it all on them, like they have to rent out a lease. They have to, you know, get stock and inventory. Herbalife doesn't do anything for them but give them training and make sure they're staying within guidelines and laws that they need to stay within, and hygiene stuff, and, you know, Herbalife people checking up on them to make sure they're doing the right thing. But besides that, you know, I see it as a large investment on the distributor to do this and to make their own shop and just all of the different things. And even for not just the distributor who starts their own nutrition club, for the downline, the people who sign up as distributors with that starter pack and start working in that nutrition club, you're having to pay your upline back until you can get your own stock and then, you know, spend that money on continuing to restock up. So I really am curious how profitable that can be for the actual individuals in the nutrition club. And all in all, I really see it as these shops are a way to promote more of that community standpoint rather than making these large profits. Like Herbalife has stated over and over, you know, these nutrition clubs are community and, you know, all about health and wellness and being healthier and this and that. So I can definitely understand where they're coming from and how much they are promoting that aspect, because promoting community over a product, you probably get better results. So I will link all of my sources down below for you guys if you want to do your own research. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this big deep dive. It took me weeks to do and to look into and actually start to understand, because Herbalife does a very good job, in my opinion, at really hiding a lot of things, like how do you hire people? How do people get paid? Things like that are just very difficult to find, and I wouldn't have had that information without the interview that was done. So that is going to be all for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I really want to know your guys' opinions. I love to know what you guys have to say and what you guys believe after watching a deep dive that I've done. And if you knew about any of these things or you didn't know about any of these things, what surprised you the most? Then don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Clearly, if you didn't, that's totally okay. And then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday, I post about MLMs, deep dives, reaction videos, and I do MLM horror stories where I read your guys' horror stories. And Wednesdays, I do lifestyle videos like vlogs, Starbucks, you know, fun things like that, productive stuff, organization. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.